I have to find the discriminant for these. I forgot to take that out, okay? Then choose the best method to solve the quadratics, and you can only use each method one time. So let's look at each of these. So for number 19, there is no bx term. So that tells me I'm going to solve by square roots. Okay, so first I got to isolate my x squared. So I'm going to take and subtract 16 on both sides. Get x squared is equal to negative 16. Take the square root of both sides. X is equal to positive negative. We can simplify this by the square root of negative 1 times the square root of 16, which will be I times 4, or 4I. And so that is our solution. Number 20, A is 1, B is even. So it could be completing the square, or it could be factoring. So let's think. Is there anything that multiplies to give us negative 3, but adds to give us negative 2? Yeah, there is. So if you multiply to get negative 3 and add to get negative 2, it is negative 3, positive 1. And since A is 1, we can use a shortcut and get x minus 3 times x plus 1 equals 0. So set these both equal to 0 and solve. So we have x equals 3 and x equals negative 1. Don't forget to write your solution. All right, so that is how we would do number 20. All right, now for number 21. So this one, automatically I see that my A term is 3, so I'm going to use the quadratic formula for that. So my A is 3, B is 2, C is negative 5. So I'm going to plug that into our quadratic formula. X is equal to negative B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4 times A times C all over 2 times A. Plug in, so we get negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 2 squared minus 4 times 3 times negative 5 divided by 2 times 3. From here, we simplify. X is equal to negative 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 56. Divide that by 6. This we can simplify. So we can split that into the square root of negative 1 times the square root of 56. The square root of negative 1 is I. The square root of 56 can be split into the square root of 4 and I think 14. Square root of 4 is 2, so we get 2 root 14. So we write our answer as x is equal to negative 2 plus or minus 2I root 14 over 6. And I would be okay if you left it in this form, or if you took a 2 out of both of the numerators and the denominator and got negative 1 plus or minus I root 14 over 3. Or you could write that as negative 1/3 plus or minus I root 14 over 3. Either way works. I don't care. I would accept those 3 answers. For number 22, A is 1. Oh, ruh-roh. This one is not a good one for completing the square, so I'm glad I caught that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do this one together, doing it completing the square, but just know you will not have one like this on your test because our B is not even. When B is not even, it's not the best way to do it. So actually, I'm going to just change this problem. We're going to just turn this into a 2 right here. And we'll make a note to do that tomorrow as well. So I'm going to add 12 to both sides, and I get x squared plus 2x is equal to 12. Now I'm going to divide by A. So divide everything by 1. We get x squared plus 2x equals 12. Now I'm going to actually complete the square. So I'm going to take that 2, divide by 2, and square it. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Add 1 to both sides, and we get x plus 1 squared is equal to 13. Take the square root of both sides. X plus 1 equals positive negative. We can't take the square root of 13. We can't simplify it, so positive negative square root of 13 minus 1 on both sides. X is equal to negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 13. And that is our answer. So that is how we do one of each type with choosing the best method. Again, for this section here, you don't actually have to find the discriminant first. The only section you are going to be required to find the discriminant of is that first section where it tells you to find the discriminant, but not solve. So on your test, you're going to have a section like this here. You'll have 4 multiple choice questions set up just like this. Then you're going to have 2 factoring questions. You will have 1 square root question, 1 completing the square question, 2 quadratic formula questions, and then you will have 4 questions where you have to choose the best method, just like we did here. Okay, so good luck on your test. Hope this helps.